bombed. Booth agents beaten. Goons assault cops on duty. Armed with arrows, bombs and more. Brazen attempts to steal ballot boxes. With counting underway in Bengal. Violence continues unabated in Bengal. Bengal poll violence. Top focus at 6 p.m. prime.
Good evening. You're watching 6 p.m. Prime here on India Today. I'm Akshata Gopal, and this evening we'll be getting you all the latest updates coming in from Bengal. After a bloody campaign, pre-poll violence that we witnessed, today is the day when the counting is happening. The latest numbers, trends coming your way. Unfortunately, even on counting day, there have been multiple reports of violence. So the latest updates from Bengal will be coming your way in just a bit. Here are the headlines first. Violence, clashes and explosions mark counting day for Bengal Panchayat poll. State governor says elections must be fought on ballot, not the bullet. Torrential rains wreak havoc in Himachal. Bridges washed away, cars swept in deluge. At least 672 dead in Himachal rain rampage. India Today is the only channel on ground zero. Horrific collision in Ghaziabad. School bus driving in the wrong direction rams into an SUV. 6 killed, including 2 children. Centre defends abrogation of Article 370 in the top court. Claims unprecedented stability. Supreme Court brushes off defence's affidavit has no bearing on case. Hearing will officially begin on August 2nd. Supreme Court rejects third extension of ED Director S.K. Mishra but keeps doors open for tenure extension only after a special panel note. And just 3 days to go for the launch of Chandrayaan-3, ISRO conducts a launch rehearsal by simulating the entire process. And let's begin by getting you the latest updates on the counting that's underway, the trends that have emerged so far from the results declared. Now, the TMC has established a clear lead in the Panchayat election numbers. We're just going to be putting out the data for you as well. Remember that the counting is still underway. It could take a lot more time. Well into tomorrow is when we will have 100% clarity. But at this point of the numbers, I can tell you that the TMC is winning in 16,330 wards. They're ahead in about 3,002. The BJP is winning in 3,790 wards. So a huge margin there between the TMC and the BJP. And besides that, the left are also far behind. The Congress at this point has the least number. Interestingly, the AIMIM has won 2 seats in the West Bengal Panchayat election, Murshidabad and Malda. 2 Muslim-dominated seats have gone with the AIMIM, which could just spell trouble for the Trinamool Congress. Let me bring in our reporters on this broadcast. We've got Ritik Mondal joining us from North 24 Parganas. Also got Suryagni Roy, who's getting us the latest from Kolkata. Ritik, to you first. Good evening. Can you tell us what are the latest trends indicating right now as far as the counting goes?
First of all, Ashika, as the countings are underway, we can say that the ruling Trinamool Congress have managed to, secure, many Gram Panchayat seats as of now. As per the initial trends are coming, but it would take some more hours to understand how the Trinamool Congress is doing as per the Panchayat Samiti or the Jela Parishads are concerned. But we are given to understand that TMC managed to secure much more seats than the previous time in the rural Bengal. But amidst the situation, yes, this is very unfortunate. today it has witnessed, the state has witnessed once again, the counting procedures have been marred by the violence. Several reports of violence being reported, particularly from South Chobbish Parganas, Diamond Harbour, be it Malda, or in other parts of the state. And the very significant comments and regarding this violence, because remember this time the state of West Bengal has witnessed the widespread ruckus during this rural elections procedures. I was speaking to a senior TNC minister, Shobhandev Chatterjee. He stated and gone on record stating, alleging the opposition parties, particularly BJP, Congress, left joining hands.
We'll talk about that in just a bit. Ritik, stay with me. There's another update that I want to focus on, and Suryagni Roy is joining us with more on that. 2 seats have gone to the AIMIM, Suryagni, and that's an interesting development as well.
Well, absolutely interesting, but Akshata, what we need to understand over here is that the total number of Gram Panchayat seats are 63,229. So out of that, if 2 are won by the AIMIM, definitely it's the first time that they're winning it. But in comparison to the total number of seats, that doesn't look too good for the AIMIM. So it definitely is something on the brighter sides if we look at it from their perspective. But if we just compare it to the entire structure, that is the total, the Gram Panchayat seat, it's just 2 of them. Secondly, Akshata, what we have to understand over here is that even till now, the recent numbers, the latest numbers rather, they are, very much, it's leaning towards the Trinamool Congress.
Whatever you talk about the politics that's playing out in Bengal, at every step, whether it's a Panchayat, Gram Panchayat or Zilla, you've got clearly a lead for the TMC. Suryagni, Ritik, stay on with us. Let's break down the numbers for our viewers first at this point. With the counting still underway, what's it looking like right now? Why are we saying that there's a comfortable lead for the TMC? Let's tell you so far the numbers that have come in for the Gram Panchayat. Of the total 63,000 odd wards, you've got the TMC leading in 18,551. The BJP far behind in second place at 4,071. And then the left, 1,687, and the Congress far behind at 1,137. From those numbers, while the BJP is in second place, the TMC has established a massive lead there. Let's take a look at the Panchayat Samiti numbers right now. Similar picture that we're painting for you, because again here of 9,730 seats, this is going to take some time for the counting to actually end. The TMC is leading in 134, everyone else in single digits. Let's show you the next figure as well, the Zilla Parishad numbers. Again here the TMC comfortable lead that they've established so far. We are hoping that the numbers will in fact progress going forward, but of the 928 right now we have leads and trends for 10, and all of them are in the TMC's favor. So those are the trends that are coming in right now, and as I said, tomorrow by noon is when we can expect a clearer picture and clear results in the Panchayat polls and the counting to be officially concluding. But even today, on counting day, you've had multiple incidents of violence being reported. Let's round up some of those for you. As clashes continue in Bengal, these are visuals of CPM supporters and Bardhaman tribals attacking TMC workers with bow and arrows. This is in Kaksha area of West Bardhaman district. They also vandalized several vehicles of TMC workers. A booth at Diamond Harbour was bombed before counting began in Bengal, leading to panic in booth agents and locals present on the spot. Opposition parties have alleged that they were not allowed to even enter the counting site. The Howrah district also witnessed clashes between TMC and CPIM workers. CPIM candidate was beaten in Bali area of the district. Candidate was allegedly thrashed by local TMC workers at the counting center. Even a constable wasn't spared. These are shocking images coming in from Nadia district of a constable, Raju Das, being brutally thrashed by a violent mob. He is currently receiving treatment after this attack. And this is what played out at a counting center in Malda after the husband of a candidate allegedly attempted to flee with a ballot box. He was immediately chased and nabbed by the police. So shocking images that we showed you there, and all this played out in the last 24 hours while counting has been underway, and that gives you a sense of how vitiated the atmosphere currently is in Bengal. All the updates, all that's happened in the last few hours in the state of Bengal coming up in this report.
Bombs, lathis, arrows, ruckus, a tumultuous culmination to Panchayat elections in West Bengal. A harrowing display of unrest staining the vote count on Tuesday across the state. Some 40 people have been killed in clashes since the announcement of Panchayat elections early last month. The extent of violence on the voting day was such that a re-poll had to be ordered in nearly 700 booths. Disorder overshadowed Tuesday's vote count, as political parties continued to engage in accusations and counter-accusations.
चुनाव और हिंसा आज बंगाल में पर्यायवाची शब्द बने हुए हैं. 45 people have died as of today as far as the Panchayat elections of 2023 in West Bengal is concerned. आप अगर अखबार पढ़ेंगे तो जिन शब्दों का प्रयोग सर्वाधिक किया गया है बंगाल के पंचायत के चुनावों को लेकर, वो शब्द है फायरिंग, गोलीबारी, बॉम्बिंग, बमबारी, बोगस वोटिंग, rigging.
Crude bombs went off outside a count center at Diamond Harbour. In Paschim Bardhaman district, political workers and local tribes employed arrows and bows. In several other areas, security forces used force to disperse unruly mobs.
We should realize that elections are not a ground to test one's physical strength. The election is to be fought by ballot, not bullet.
As the dust settles on the turbulent vote count in West Bengal, the echoes of violence serve as a grim reminder of the challenge faced in ensuring a peaceful, democratic process in the state. With Suryagni Roy and Ritik Mandal, Bureau Report, India Today.
So as expected, you've got the BJP and the Trinamool Congress once again at it, blaming each other for the violence that's broken out in Bengal on counting day as well. Let's get you some of those reactions.
बीजेपी के कार्यकर्ता सब स्ट्रांग रूम के अंदर चल पड़े हैं, घुस गए हैं और ये जो है गैर कानूनी है. हमारे तृणमूल कांग्रेस के लीडर्स और सीनियर मिनिस्टर उदयन गुहा भी वहां उपस्थित हैं और प्रतिवाद कर रहे हैं कि ये किस तरीके से संभव है. आपका जो क्षमता है, जो पावर है, उसको आप मिसयूज कर रहे हैं.
जब हम सोशल मीडिया और फेसबुक पे देखते हैं एक के ऊपर एक लद करके डेड बॉडियों को ट्रक से या बस से उतारा जा रहा है और स्ट्रेचर्स में डाला जा रहा है, किसी के हाथ मुड़े हुए हैं, किसी के पांव मुड़े हुए हैं, और ये किसी एक्सीडेंट का सीन नहीं है, ये कोई दुर्घटना का दृश्य नहीं है, ये मर्डर है, ब्लेटेंट मर्डर. दिन दहाड़े हत्या की गई है केवल इसलिए क्योंकि आप टीएमसी को वोट नहीं कर रहे.
44 आदमी को मारा गया है ये पंचायत में, और अभी तक हमारे मुख्यमंत्री जो इतना बड़ा बड़ा बात करती थी, हमारा भाईपो जो इतना बड़ा बड़ा बात करता था कि शांतिपूर्ण वोट होगा, कोई कुछ नहीं होगा, आज उनके तरफ से एक स्टेटमेंट नहीं है. आज हमारा विधानसभा में गोली चला है, हमारा विधानसभा में बमबाजी हुआ है, पूरा पूरी छप्पा हुआ है. तो हम लोग कोई उम्मीद नहीं रखता है इस पंचायत से।
This was a pre-arranged program of the opposition. They wanted to destabilize the entire election process, and they wanted to stop the election process. Their target is only parliament election. Before parliament election, they wanted to show the people of West Bengal that West Bengal government has lost this control over the state. So this vandalism is going on.
So the political war of words continuing. I want to bring in Suryagni Roy on this broadcast as he and Ritik have been tracking the latest updates. Suryagni, the violence has continued despite it being counting day. Central forces are on the ground. The governor was out there. And despite that, how is it that these kind of incidents continue unabated?
Well, you know, the Calcutta High Court in its latest order, it had apprehensions that there might be some post-poll violence, and that was the reason why, you know, the Calcutta High Court came up with an order wherein it asked the continuation of the central forces for the state of Bengal. Like, the state of West Bengal will have central forces for the next couple of days. From the 8th, that the day when the polling had happened, for a mere 10 more days, that's what the Calcutta High Court order read, that for 10 more days from the day of polling, CAPF or central forces will be stationed so that any kind of post-poll violence can be tackled. Now, that is a very strong message. Now, it comes from the Calcutta High Court itself. Apprehensions had arisen not only from the Calcutta High Court, but also from various political parties. And apart from Trinamool Congress, all other political parties were a bit skeptical of post-poll violence as well. They have their own reason behind this. They claim that what they saw after the Trinamool Congress victory in 2021, there were multiple instances of post-poll violence, and it was the BJP which had even reached the court, and then a CBI
there will be a serious question about what really comes out of these investigations, because at the end of the day, while this political bickering continues, there are deaths on the ground, casualties of this kind of violence also that's reported. Suryagni, Ritik, just stay with me. I want to brief our viewers right now on the kind of data that we have at this point on the number of deaths reported because of this violence in Bengal. Now, since in fact the dates of this particular Panchayat poll schedule was out, you had 39 deaths being reported since the Panchayat poll dates were announced. And before that, but if you look at really the data that's come to the fore of the previous Panchayat elections in Bengal, then too, it's always been a bloody battle. In May 2018, for example, over 30 deaths were reported. Before that, 5 years before that, in 2013, over 20 people had died. Now, similarly, in fact, in 2008 also, over 30 people were killed. So, unfortunately, Bengal has always had this history of the ballot and blood coming together. And Ritik, if I can come across to you on that, at this time in this particular Panchayat election, there have again been scores of deaths reported from both sides. We understand that there are BJP workers, TMC workers, left workers, all of whom have died in clashes.
That's true, Akshita. Let me compare with the previous, Panchayat election. As per the tally, says that in 2018, when 13 people were killed on the very day of poll during 2018 Panchayat election, and this time 18 people and belonging from several political spectrum, be it Trinamool Congress, BJP, Left, ISF, Congress, they were killed and they have lost their lives. And the total tally says it is 39 approximately, and BJP is claiming more than 40 people have died in poll-related violence this time. But it has been marred widely during last 1 month, what we can see. But it's not very unprecedented as per the Bengal politics and Bengal's electoral politics is concerned. Perhaps it has become similar and an integral part of Bengal's electoral politics, the violence and the Bengal election procedure, poll procedures. But when we do see that the political war of words still continuing over this violence, and TMC, as per the top leaders of Trinamool Congress is concerned, they said if you compare, you would see and you would get that the people have lost their life. They are from their party, and which is true.
Whichever party it is, Ritik, whichever party it is, At the end of the day, there clearly needs to be a detailed investigation, which we're not seeing right now. The blame game continues, but nothing really beyond that, and that's really unfortunate. The counting continues at this point, and let's hope going forward at least it's peaceful. Thanks, Suryagni. Thanks, Ritik, for joining us with all of those details. Let's get you now a video that's shocked the nation. It's gone viral on social media, and this is an incident that's been reported in the Delhi-Meerut expressway. If you've ever used the expressway, you know everyone's going in top speed, especially in the fastest lane. This is, of course, a highway. And then you see this footage that we're showing right now on our screens. A school bus, fortunately empty. There were no children in the bus. The driver, driving in top speed in the opposite direction, rams into an SUV which had 8 people, 2 families. 6 died on the spot. 2 of them are left fighting for their life. For obvious reasons, it's triggered a lot of outrage and questions about why we don't take road safety or road rules seriously in this country.
A school bus driving on the wrong side of the Delhi-Meerut expressway in Ghaziabad crashes into a black TUV. The black car tries to move away from the bus's path, but it's too late. The collision is so hard that the car spins across lanes and is smashed into the other side of the road.
Nearly 9 to 10 kilometers from this spot, the school bus collided with a black TUV car in which there were 8 members of the same family. Now, as per police officials, 6 members of the family have already died. 2 are fighting for their life. They are in critical condition.
सुबह ही जो है हमारा भतीजा लगता है जितेंद्र का लड़का, ये पहुंचा घर पर, उनको चाचा का एक्सीडेंट हो गया और हमें रास्ते में ही पता चला कि कहां एक्सीडेंट हुआ. हम तो वहां तो पता भी नहीं चला था सही.
How did the bus get onto an access-controlled expressway in the wrong lane? How did no one check and intercept it? Why didn't the bus driver stop or slow down when he saw the car approaching from the other direction? Thankfully, there were no students on board on the school bus. The driver has been arrested.
जो बस वाला था ये दिल्ली गया हुआ था. दिल्ली से गाजीपुर के पास से सीएनजी भरवा करके रॉन्ग साइड आ रहा था और टीयूवी के लोग मेरठ से आ रहे थे. इनको गुड़गांव जाना था. ये आमने सामने का टक्कर हुआ जिसमें 6 लोग मौके पर कैजुअलिटी हो गई है और 2 लोग गंभीर रूप से घायल हैं जिनका इलाज कराया जा रहा है. और बस के ड्राइवर को पकड़ लिया गया. इसमें पूरी गलती बस के ड्राइवर की थी जो दिल्ली से सीएनजी भरवाने के बाद रॉन्ग साइड आ रहा था.
From Delhi all the way to Ghaziabad in Uttar Pradesh, this bus was on the wrong side all along. Even after this horrific accident, India Today's cameras caught motorists cutting a corner and getting onto the wrong lane.
The question is as to why he decided to carry on driving in the wrong lane. As per the UP police officials, they told India Today that once you come on this particular stretch, the only exit that you have here is towards Dasna. So possibly the bus driver was continuously traveling, taking the wrong lane, hoping that he'll meet the cut somewhere out there. But there's no exit on this particular stretch of Meerut Expressway unless you go towards Dasna.
6 lives lost to irresponsible driving. What can stop this menace? What will make motorists think of saving lives instead of saving 5 minutes on commute? Heftier fines, their enforcement and better implementation of road safety laws are the only immediate solutions in sight. With Amit Bharadwaj, Bureau Report, India Today.
Let's put the focus right now on Karnataka, where the murder of a popular Jain seer in Karnataka's Belagavi has led to a massive political showdown. Remember that the body of this monk was found chopped in pieces in a borewell. 2 people have been arrested. It was found that they murdered this monk over some sort of financial dispute. The BJP, however, is saying that there's a lot more to this than what meets the eye, and they're demanding a CBI investigation.
A popular Jain monk, Acharya Shri Kamakumara Nandi Maharaja's murder has rocked Karnataka. The Digambar Jain monk was murdered and his body chopped into pieces and dumped in a borewell in Belagavi. 2 accused who reportedly killed the monk over a money dispute have been arrested but politics over the case is peaking.
ಜಾಣಗೊಳಪಡಿಸಿದಾಗ ಆತ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿಗೆ ಆಶ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಲೆ ಮಾಡಿ ನಂತರ ಬೇರೆ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಶವವನ್ನು ಡಿಸ್ಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಪ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಈ ಕೃತ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ತನ್ನ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಇದ್ದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ನೀಡಿದ್ರು.
Despite repeated assurances from cops of a fair probe, Jains have hit the streets in protest over the killing of their monk. The government has been reaching out to members of the Jain community, with Home Minister G. Parmeshwara meeting Sia Shri Gunadhar Nandi Maharaj, who said he would hold a fast unto death.
जैन मुनि जहाँ जहाँ जाते हैं वहाँ वहाँ पुलिस की सिक्योरिटी हो और वस्ती शाला या कोई गवर्नमेंट की जो बिल्डिंग है वहाँ उनको खोल करके दिया जाए, उनको आश्रय दिया जाए। यह हमने मांग की। मैंने जितने भी मांग किए हैं वे सारे पूर्ण किए हैं।
And the anger has been fueled by politics as the BJP has questioned the Sidhu Sarkar over the incident, even claiming the ISIS is behind the murder.
ಅದರಿಂದ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಇದನ್ನ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಕೇವಲ ಅವರಿಬ್ಬರ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅವರು ಈ ರೀತಿ ಕ್ರೂರವಾಗಿ ಪೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಶಾಕ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ತುಕುಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಬೋರ್ವೆಲ್ಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ಯಾರಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಅಂತ ಮನಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಇರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಐಸಿಸ್ ಉಗ್ರರ ಚಿತಾವಣೆಯಿಂದ ಆಗೈತೆ ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
The BJP has now sent a fact-finding committee to Belagavi to speak to locals and the monk's disciples on the circumstances surrounding his murder.
ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಹಿಂದೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಹತ್ಯೆಗಳು, ಗೂಂಡಾಗಿರಿಯ ರಾಜಕಾರಣ, ದರೋಡೆ ನಿರಂತರ ನಡೀತಿತ್ತು. ಆಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ 24 ಜನ ಹಿಂದೂ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರ ಹತ್ಯೆ ಆಗಿರುವಂತ.
Murder of Jain monk in Belagavi has sparked a big showdown in Karnataka Assembly, where even BJP has claimed that there is a lot more than what meets the eye in the entire murder case. And it is not just a financial dispute between the accused and the deceased. They also demand a CBI probe in this entire murder case. With the journalist Madhu Sagayaraj reporting for India Today, Bengaluru.
And there's chaos that broke out in the Karnataka Assembly just a few moments ago as BJP MLA stormed the well of the House demanding a CBI investigation in the matter. But Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, responding to these demands, made it very clear that at this point the police will continue the investigation. They've already arrested the accused, following which BJP MLAs staged a walkout as well. They've now said that tomorrow they're going to make a representation before the governor, seeking that this case be handed over to the CBI. Let's play out some of the reactions, leading with former Karnataka Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai.
For a Jain Muni, a Muni who has sacrificed everything in life, and this government has taken it so lightly like any other murder, and we had demanded CBI probe because of the conspiracy angle should come out, the real culprit should come out. They have done a shabby preliminary investigation and tried to cover up the whole thing. So we protested in the House. Tomorrow we are protesting outside and going to the governor. And not only this, in T. Narsipura, in Nanjangudu, in Hassan, in Sakleshpura, in north, in Belgaum, Gulburga, Jeevargi, everywhere such incidents are there. So we are going to represent to the governor regarding the failure, collapse of law and order in the state. Total collapse of law and order is there. There is no fear, and all the Gunda elements, now they feel there is some protector above, and they are taking law into their hands.
State police is extremely competent to handle these investigations. And when the community itself is telling that we are satisfied with the investigation and the process of investigation, BJP is trying to say there is international interference in this. ISIS is trying to do, has done this thing. I mean, if BJP has any evidence, instead of suppressing the facts, let them give it to the investigative agencies, no? Why are they not coming out and giving us the facts if they have any?
BJP has stooped to the lowest. The Jain Muni, the murder, what has happened, we all condemn it very strongly. The act is inhuman. We all condemn it. But at the same time, it has nothing to do with the political this one over there. BJP has no other issue. They want to make this as an issue as if the state government is not acting on that.
Nagarjun Dwarkanath is joining us live from Bengaluru with more details on this. So Nagarjun, the political controversy right now snowballing. Cops maintain that they've cracked the case. 2 people have been taken into custody, but the BJP clearly isn't convinced now.
Well, that's true. In fact, what's the whole point of contention in the last 3 years in the assembly is the Jain monk murder issue. What the BJP is saying that, yes, we agree 2 people have been arrested, but why are the police not putting out the name in public of the accused? One accused apparently belongs to the minority community, and as the name has not been made public, that's when the BJP is saying that we started to get some doubt that someone is being protected by the government, while the government is saying that the complainant, who is the family of the Jain monk, had named 2 people, and that same 2 people have been named in the FIR. Where's the question of protection? We trust in our police, we trust our system, there's no influence, and we are assuring you, the opposition, that people who are involved will be taken to task. And why should we give it to CBI when the accused is already arrested and there's no other transaction except for the financial transaction, there's no other motive as of now. So what is the need is what the government had said. Let me bring in Anaga also, the correspondent in Bangalore Bureau. She had covered the assembly. Anaga, take us to what was the conversation between the opposition and the government? Why did the demand of CBI probe come into place?
You know, the BJP is hell-bent on the fact that there is more to it than meets the eye. This is not just financial dispute, because the seer is supposed to be pure-hearted. No seer is going to have financial matters. Of course, there is more to it than what meets the eye. This is a communal angle is what the BJP is saying. And not just that, they're also saying that only one name of the accused was released initially, which was the Hindu name. But later, after much public pressure, after the public pressure mounted, that was when the A2 name, that is the minority community name, was released out. So this is the main argument of BJP.
Well, Akshita, you heard also the conversation in the assembly. Tomorrow, the BJP delegation will march from Vidhan Sauda to the Raj Bhavan at 11 a.m. and give a memorandum to the governor asking him to direct the state government to hand over this case to the CBI.
All right, Nagarjun, thanks for getting us all of those updates. We'll track what plays out in Karnataka tomorrow as well. Let's cut across to big breaking news coming in. And we here on India Today have exclusively accessed details of the charge sheet that the Delhi police is currently building against Brij Bhushan, against the BJP MP, the Western Federation of India boss. And what we're hearing is in this charge sheet, there will in fact be a clear case made out by the Delhi police where they will ensure, and they're saying that Brij Bhushan will be liable to be prosecuted for sexual harassment. The picture that you see on your screens has also been made a mention of in the charge sheet, is what we're hearing. Arvind Ojha and Srishti are joining us on this broadcast. Let me bring in Arvind first on the picture that we see on our screens. ये जो पिक्चर में ब्रिज भूषण दिखा रहे हैं अरविंद, और उनके साथ एक फीमेल रेसलर है, क्या ये भी चार्जशीट में है?
नहीं, बिल्कुल. देखिए, इंडिया टुडे ने ये पिक्चर जो एक्सेस किया है, ये चार्जशीट का पार्ट है. और जो विक्टिम रेसलर है, वो दरअसल उसने जो 164 का मजिस्ट्रेट के सामने स्टेटमेंट दिया था, ये साबित करने के लिए कि उसका बयान सही है, ये पिक्चर एविडेंस के तौर पर दी थी पुलिस को. जो चार्जशीट का पार्ट है, उसके अलावा ब्रिज भूषण शरण सिंह की जो मुश्किल है वो बिल्कुल बढ़ सकती है, क्योंकि चार्जशीट में जो 16 बयान है, जो 16 विटनेस है, उन 16 विटनेस ने जो विक्टिम्स है उनके पक्ष में बयान दिया है. तो पहले सिर्फ विक्टिम्स थी 6 जो ब्रिज भूषण शरण सिंह के खिलाफ मोलेस्टेशन का चार्ज लगा रही थी, लेकिन जब पुलिस ने इन्वेस्टिगेशन की तो उसमें 16 विटनेस, जिसमें 5 जो फैमिली मेंबर है, उसके अलावा कुछ कोचेस है, कुछ रेसलर है, उन्होंने विक्टिम्स का समर्थन करते हुए, सपोर्ट करते हुए
Okay,
उनके पक्ष में एक तरीके से
Statements in favor of what the victim has said, that's very important. That's been a part of the charge sheet as well. Srishti is also joining us with more on this. Srishti, what we're hearing is that sexual harassment, molestation, all of these charges will be levelled against Brij Bhushan based on the Delhi police charge sheet.
Well, yes, definitely. As per the charge sheet details that we have exclusively accessed at India Today, Delhi police in its charge sheet has invoked several sections against Brij Bhushan Sharan, including those of outraging modesty of a woman, sexual harassment and stalking. According to the charge sheet, as per the investigation till now, the accused, being Brij Bhushan Sharan, is liable to be prosecuted and punished for these offences. However, important point in the charge sheet is that out of 108 witnesses that were examined by the Delhi police during the investigation, 15 witnesses have in fact corroborated the allegations that have been made by the female wrestlers in this particular case. The Delhi police has clearly stated that several witnesses, including the WFI officials, coaches and also co-participants of these wrestlers from different wrestling events.
16 statements with the Delhi police there that's being mentioned of in the charge sheet, all of those corroborating what the victims have said against Brij Bhushan. We are going to track this news break very, very closely as we get you inside details of what's being built up in the charge sheet by the Delhi police against Brij Bhushan. Thanks Srishti Oja and thanks Arvind for getting us all those updates. That's all we have time for in this edition of 6 PM Prime.